We're at Pocket Gamer Connect's 2018 in London, and we have Daniel from Fingersoft.
Hello there.
So Daniel, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up at Fingersoft.
Yeah, sure. Well, where to start? Before I joined Fingersoft, I actually had my own game studio, and the current publishing team in Fingersoft used to be like, well, we used to like work together. But we had been friends with the Fingersoft guys for like years. We had been like drinking together, exchanging information, and like very Finnish way of like doing things. And then at some point, if I recall, it was 2016, we started to think about like for real creating a database publishing system under Fingersoft.
So Hillclimb has been like super successful, both 1 and 2. What kind of what have you learned from those titles that you're bringing to the new publishing initiative?
That's a really good question. Well, Fingersoft has always been like very data driven in its game development and publishing. So I would say that the most important thing is, of course, like creating the IP to be as big as possible, and then overall like using like basically defining the core metrics that like define a successful game. That would be the biggest thing I would say.
Since you guys have been working with ad monetization for so long, and you said in Hillclimb Racing 1, it was primarily driven by banner ads. What sort of evolution have you seen with the types of ad units that you're working with today?
Well, of course, rewarded video ads have been like really cool for Hillclimb Racing 2 overall, like revenue-wise. But we haven't tried out like playable ads at the moment. We're planning on probably trying them out, but we're really careful in Hillclimb Racings. The reason for that is that we don't want to jeopardize the revenue streams that we're having at the moment.
Right.
But we're like more than willing to like try out new monetization ways for ads in all of the other titles, basically developed by third-party developers.
Well, what's your approach to tracking player satisfaction and like a game health overall?
Yeah, well, one that is probably given is, of course, like following analytics with a very keen eye. So, so before rolling out any major updates, we always do stage rollouts. So like we decide certain markets, and then we put like 20 or 30% of that. Okay. And then like we like check out the overall star reviews and overall like the analytics, session lengths, retentions, and so on. So that's like a given. But then, of course, one thing we're pretty proud about is our user like support and community maintenance system. So we have an amazing in-house team, and basically the rule of thumb is that we always reply to like any support tickets that we get.
Since you guys are based, northern Finland in Oulu, do you find it difficult attracting talent to the studio, or is having big titles under your belt like Hillclimb something that people want to work with you guys?
Yeah, well, it's not really that usual, like for a studio such as us to be in a distant place.
Right.
So maybe you know, but Oulu is located about 600 kilometers from Helsinki. Okay. So it's very cold and it's pretty exotic even. But Oulu is a pretty strong city. Like there's a major university of Finland in there, so we do get like a lot of really good applications. And we have been doing just fine up this far, but probably since we are growing like with a freaking rapid rate at the moment, we will probably have to think about like creating a side office somewhere, maybe outside of Finland or in Helsinki.
Well, thanks a lot for coming in and sharing your thoughts with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.